Yo, 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 we are only 2 minutes late. Perfection, huh? Whoopsie. But hey, we made it. Sorry to keep you all waiting that 120 seconds. It was a fully unintentional, but I also did not have a choice. Alrighty, let's make sure we let the Discord people know. And then, yeah, let's see who's already here. Have our usual stuff and push Shizuru E6. It's a little expensive, don't you think? Don't you think that's a little much? Little bit, over the top? And yeah, we'll fix the void in a second. So, what we got here? Compensation 100 pulls. Ah, come on, I don't have that kind of power. Eaglehawk, Dogu Kanilmas. Yo, what's up? Ginxie. Odin of Midgard, Thomas, Hixion, Guigo, MX, Hamus Falls, Dr. Hellsworth, Hayasuke, Fighter, Phenoplace, Enchemist, Revo, Ted RNG, Mionjis, Fighter XQ1RO, Pravam Senthikuma, R Villain, Ajisa Putra, yo, what's up? Oshari Windsurge, Well Handle, what a name. It's well, and I can handle it. Nice, good stuff. Let's see, what else do we have? CBMD 97, Hakim, Love Linley, Villarom, Frostbite. I'm assuming this is Frostbite, just missing a couple letters. Kumala Nimbus 6995, Samkus 9, Rin In, yo, Natsu Engel, Les Jacobs, yo. So, how to get the card motion draw? So, you have the monthly shop. You have the exchange for when you pull card motions, that you get them as a reward for getting card motions and then using those to buy more card motions, which you would always do each month. And then you have the login event on day 14. Then you have the chaos farming event store. And then you have like login events and stuff. So they're a little bit more on the rare side. Codex Earth? Yes, Codex Earth. Yo, Zito, Briar, similar investment, Kalip and Kron? Briar. Every time I get a Whirlpool Epiphany, I always remember saying, man, fuck Whirlpool. Yep. Does the storage item work with Shizuru's inhibit? It looks like it, but keep in mind storage is only for one turn. Is Shizuru worth? Wait, who's better, Shizuru or Shizuru? Shizuru. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. It could be Shizuru. That's a good. It could be. Is a foster partner good for Kron? Yes, Eloise is good for Kron. I'm the fool that has a great Rin but still pull for Shizuru. I have a Rin and I also pull for Shizuru, so I guess we're fooling together. Yo, the amount of resources from the story is crazy that I didn't do I should, huh? Yes! And also, if you haven't done, the battle missions are crazy as well. What's up? I've had horrible luck with someone, so you'll be saving for thick Christmas lady. Christmas lady! Indeed. And for those of you that are either new and haven't been in a bunch of streams, or that just have forgotten about it, I don't want to hear about Serenial. The only thing I accept is Christmas Lady, and that is because she arrives on Christmas. Serenial shall be our salvation, even though I'm very, very happy with Shizuru. What should I order while it's watching this peak today? So, you go into your Arc City, and you order yourself the hamburger cheese steak for the 5% defense, 10% crit damage, I think. That is probably what you want to order, yeah. I think that's the name, right? So, let's quickly talk about something. So, the questions, there were a lot of questions, right? What do you farm now? Huh? Do you start farming Zero System? Or do you farm normal chaos? What is worth where? And there is one factor that is actually pretty impressive, and that is, you know how there's this removal event in the lab 0? We can pop it up right here. We have ourselves the removal transform event, right? We all know it, we all love it. It saves you anywhere from 50 to 70 save data depending on how many basics you remove, right? Fantastic event, good. Decently easy to get, like every second, third run you run into it. The thing is, there's only one other planet that has the same type of transform remove event. None of the other planets have anything like Laboratory 0 outside of... Which one? For those of you in the know, which planet out of the 5 that we have is the only one to have a removal event? Yep, it's the best planet in existence, the favorite planet, Blue Pot. And only the Blue Pot at the butcher shop do you actually get yourself another save data cap saving event. How do you remove the mutant sample? It automatically removes itself. So, the thing here is what actually goes in favor of Laboratory 0. It's not just the fact that the removal event is so easy to get. It's not just the fact that you can just reset it whenever you want without losing the planet or without losing the modifiers. It's not even the fact that you can reset the planet a whole bunch of times until you get the right modifiers. It's kind of all of that together. Like, you can now get forbidden cards in the 0 system, right? That's fine, but it is so much more time friendly. Like, for example, you see how we are currently in Codex Earth, right? This is a run. I start, and to get this fucking planet took me 1,500 of the chaos currency, the blue one, right? Because not only did I need to roll A, the right planet blue pot, B, tier 12 or above, and C, I mean, that's kind of it. But it took a whole long while. And the problem is, I don't yet have the ability to go above tier 12. Unless maybe I get like super lucky on a planet. But it is so rare to find a planet higher than tier 12 in the 0 system. Whereas in Lab 0, you can kind of just do a couple refreshes and you get it. Would a copy event 100% not appear if I take a tunnel? No, you can take a tunnel and you can get the copy event. That's actually a good one, or another one. You should use difficulty 8 because it's easier. There's no point going higher besides the first clear rewards. A ballista hits from Veronica don't count towards Will-O-Wisp. So, let me quickly rewind. What did I want to say? It was something very poetic. Surely something with increased amounts of wisdom. It had something to do with Blue Pot, the difficulty to find planets, and how easy it is with the other planet. I don't know, but I guess we fight the second Blue Pot guy as well, so we'll be fine. You cannot quit, right? Like, if you go into a Blue Pot run and you don't like your epiphany, it's not like you can just quit and then just go back in and do it again. It just doesn't work. That's the biggest problem here. If I go in and I get a bad epiphany, I still need to play the full planet to get a new planet. It is that much more time consuming. So, whoops. If you want to reach level 30 in every planet, should I do it in 0 or Chaos Manifestation? Chaos Manifestation. But it doesn't actually make a difference. But you still have a chance to get good builds if you do it in Chaos. And you at least still get seasonal currency and the like. So Lab 0 is still the way to go, absolutely. And that is because you are able to save so much more time. Yes, it is more likely for you to get a 4th copy on a 0 run But getting the right 0 run, then getting the right card to copy on the right 0 run, and then getting the 2 copies and then making it to the copy event, it just takes way longer than failing twice and just hitting a copy event the 3rd time, kind of. Look who it is. Well, well, well. If it ain't our best friend. What are we doing here? Bounded Dusk. AoE attack. Double cut. Single cut. And gun. Very good. I barely played runs in the last 2 weeks. How do you get forbidden cards and are they worth it? Forbidden cards are absolutely worth it, and the way you get them is you look into your map and you look for this symbol. You see this one? This like weird vortex symbol. You find that one in your map, you go there and you get them. Oh! Thank you! Thank you, Brain, and thank you for the guy that let me talk about the symbol. How do you increase the chances of you getting a copy event in the current lab 0? The answer is very simple. Do not go into the forbidden tunnel in the interior. Just don't do it. And the reason why is because you're sacrificing 2 question marks. Question mark number 1 is the question mark where you go into the tunnel. Question mark number 2 is the question mark where you come out of the tunnel. And then you're also skipping a whole line, which means technically by going into the forbidden tunnel in the interior, you're missing 3 question mark chances to get yourself the copy event. In exchange for just 1. You get 100 coins, 1 divine epiphany, and 1 neutral card. But you're not looking for any of those. Not if you already committed to a run and went into the interior. So if you want the highest copy card chance, by all means, please do avoid the tunnel the second time around. The first tunnel, goated, divine epiphanies, forbidden cards, multiple divine epiphanies if you're lucky, select divine epiphany. The first tunnel is incredibly good. The second tunnel is just not worth it. But the problem is not finding a copy event rather than not being able to choose the ones we want. Yeah, but if you find the copy event, you still have the same odds as if you were to be the boss to get the copy. You can put things in your favor. Like, let me give you, for example, an idea. This is something that will absolutely be possible, not already right now, but can become even more possible over time. And that is, you play a team with Veronica, Shizuru, and whoever you want to build. And then the only thing you do is pick unique card upgrade on Chizuru. You could pick a unique card upgrade here as well. You have unique card upgrade on this guaranteed. You sell, I don't know, maybe Karmic Flame, Shadow of the Moon, whatever you desire, right? And then with Veronica, you can also sell a couple cards. And then you basically have like a 80-90% chance to succeed in a out of 3 anyway, right? Do you know if the copy event shows up before the waypoint in the interior? Honestly, I don't. I feel like whenever I got the copy event, it was around 2 to 3 tiles away from the boss. Around 2 to 3 tiles away from the boss is when I usually find it. Do you think a Veronica DPS save could work? I think I got as close as I ever will with Insane Ballista Generation. Can you send it in the Discord? Sure. You always got the copy after tunnel, but got it rarely. Interesting. What time is it for me? For me, it is 6:48. Man, what happened to the Dogmaster? Brother's a little washed. What happened to him? He isn't that scary anymore. How the times change, it's unbelievable. Do I speak German? No. I have no idea what that language is, never heard it in my life. And clearly, I have no connection there. You know? Already cooked myself with that last one. I am not American. I am indeed the pronouncer, you know? Alright. What tier is this? 13. 12 base plus 1 from Nightmare. See, this is the reason why it can make sense to play the Zero system. But the time it takes to get here, the resource investment it takes to get here, the odds of you actually having a good build ready by the time you get this are just too slim. Like, sure, by the time you make it into the interior, you have like a 95% chance to get the copy event, but there's still so many other things that could just go wrong, you know? Yeah, I explain it when we get there. We are currently very much right in front of this boss. Whoops. Let's do an undo. It is lol, 100% French accent. I did not know I was a Frenchman. As far as I can tell, I have no connection to no French people. But yeah, hey, stop interrupting my combat. But at least I can try and pronounce things like Henri, but that's just for fun. I'm not French, alright? It's the hair, exactly. But I'm not French, nor is anything of my immediate family. Anything, sure. Je suis Berliner. Yes. Just hit level 50 today, leveled up my Kalib and Rin to 60. I'm contemplating on upgrading Yuki to 60 or just build my Hugo plus Tressa. Thoughts? Tressa probably is the highest value to be upgraded, especially if you want to tackle the newest event boss, right? It kind of seems like you're not going to find your way around Tressa no matter how hard you try, unless we can come up with a funny build, but even then, yeah. What changed with Yuki? Nothing. At least at the moment, nothing. How to unlock level 51 Chaos difficulty to unlock difficulty 6. By beating a level 48 or higher map, you get rewarded with a level 51 map after beating it. Yeah, it would probably take too long to always play a card and get hit with that weird error message. That'd be a wasted time. That's what it would be. Any thoughts on an Olea Tressa Shizuru comp? It's not something I would go out of my way to play inside of a Chaos, but outside of a Chaos, I could technically see it succeed. I would just question how exactly you would make use of the softies, right? Because if you're spamming a bunch of Tressa daggers, you'll never be able to make use of the retain effect to carry it over into like more turns. So I'm not quite sure what the Mrs. Olea could do for you. Will I be making a video for Great Rift? Yes, I will. But I also kinda don't want to play the comp that everybody else is. I also don't want to play the comp that everybody else is playing. In that, maybe we can find something else outside of the standard. Outside of the outside of the standard Mika Cassius Tressa. Huh? This is going to take a while. Isn't it crazy how they did a patch? Yeah, they did a patch to fix this. But I swear I never had this before. So now the patch has introduced it. This is some bullshit. Like they were fixing things I haven't even experienced. And now that they did change things, I'm running into this. Hey, do you feel 5-star partners are undertuned? Sometimes the 3-stars give better alternatives because of the attack scaling. I'm not quite, I mean, maybe the battle passes, but the dedicated 5-star partners I feel like are at least still the strongest option for each specific character, outside of maybe Renoa with her Kiara. But the devs did mention that they wanted to boost or buff 4/5-star partners so that 3-stars aren't as big of an alternative or as big of a draw anymore. Huh? Am I a graphic designer? No. I have no idea from graphic design. Am I free to play? I have a free to play account, but this account is not free to play. Ay. This fight is going to take a while. Wow, this is truly gameplay, everyone. Every card we play, we can wait 5 seconds until we can play the next one. Hey, this card worked. Alright, so it's like... sometimes. Whenever the game decides now is the right moment. Pew pew! Turn-based against the game itself, yes. A question aside from CZN, are your hair hard to maintain daily? No. I am purely lucky and I don't do shit. It just does itself, which is good. Otherwise, I might be in big trouble. Okay, what's this? Money. But we are already rich. Alright, sure, let's attack it. What's the worst that could happen? Surely nothing could go wrong here. Okay, so I get a max increase and credits. Alright. Gotta get more options to use credits on. I keep ending up in runs with a lot of cash. Maybe your zero system isn't max level, so your shop appearance rate is lower, meaning you have less opportunities to go to a shop to then spend your coin on either refreshes or other such amenities, something like that. You know the fancy word for things to spend money on. The fancy word. Boys, Mika has a card draw epiphany on Whirlpool now. Ain't that crazy? Yeah, that's truly unbelievable. What's the best team to farm decks if you don't have Veronica? You know what? I think Shizuru is the second best option. Like the best team to farm a deck would be Shizuru plus either Ray or Mika, and then whoever you want to farm the deck for. Yeah. Like, I guess Shizuru, Ray, and then whoever you want to farm for. Because Ray can also get a unique card with a specific upgrade. My idea Shizuru deck. So nice of you to ask. It's almost as if I was waiting for exactly that question. So, what could be my idea Shizuru deck? overall, there's a bunch of questions I have still in regards to, can any of these cards actually be useful? I don't know. Like, can the Shadow Moon Plus be useful? Probably not. Can the Activate 2 of other combatants be useful? Maybe. Can any of these weird Secure Me's actually do something? Potentially. But it all revolves around attack plus 60% and the double hitter. Right? That's what it all revolves around. And then we want this one because we can use it and then we can't draw it again, meaning that our deck becomes slimmer. And then we want this. This is what we want on our support. And this is going to give us almost infinite scaling, as in super crazy ramp up. So the dream build, I want 3 Oni Hunts, 3 Tsukiyomis in Shizuru's deck. Alright, 3/3. And then on both of my supports, I want Spirit Key Fox, so that I can then take the 3/3 and turn it into 4/4. And then with the 4/4, we're gaining 240% damage, 8 hits per turn. That is the end game, you know? Gotta dream big. But no, also, I am very interested in the Gesture of Freedom, because I refuse to remove the Bound at Dusk, because it just feels a little wrong, and also I don't have the save data to afford such an action. So this card is just going to reduce the cost of whatever other cards permanently, meaning all our rotations become cheaper later down the line. And if all our other cards become 0, then that means our 1 cost reduction to 2 cards is only going to target very specific cards, overall allowing us to probably play 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards at 0 cost. And that sounds like a good deck. How do we actually put that all together? I don't know. But the season is young and we shall get there. Bro, and spend the next 3 weeks. Hey, wouldn't you agree that would be a 3 weeks well spent? Seeing how, like, we only get a new unit in 3 weeks. So how, yeah, I mean, what's the problem if I spend 3 weeks upgrading the newest unit? I don't even see, like, if I spend 3 weeks and I walk away with that deck, I'm gonna be a happy man, you know? The more we spend upgrading now, the more future-proof she will be, until we get into Season 2 and all our decks can only be used in Hyperspace Basin and we all start shedding big, fat tears. I truly do wonder how the whole Season 2 will approach existing save data. It's something that's just in the back of my mind, kind of looming and making me a little bit more cautious. Yo, happy reset. You'll have to farm again, no? Yeah, but to what extent, right? How big's the farm? A Jajan! 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 Alright. So, we had like 2 or 3 people asking, how do you beat this boss? Let's break it down. So, the most important thing you need to know is that first, we can play 1 card to at least draw some cards, which is good. Second, these guys. Alright, these guys are dangerous. If possible, your mission number 1 is making sure these guys take as few actions as possible. Every action they take reduces the action count of this guy permanently. Permanently. Meaning that if his action count is like 3, we can barely play 2 cards before he attacks. Now the biggest problem on top, which makes it so dangerous, is if this guy attacks, he will attack again right after. Meaning that you use your single target damage to try and get rid of these guys as fast as possible. However fast that is possible for you. Like, for example, let's see, I see how we do that. And also the issue is he's on single target only, right? Like, these guys, they can't be hit until you kill this dude. Alright, so we get our attack in. Oh. Alright, how much is this? Let's see if this is enough. If we can get a crit, yes. So we kill at least one of them. And then we can start working on the other. Alright, it's whatever. Them getting 3 attacks, hey, it ain't perfect. But at least this guy is only down to 4 stacks, right? 4 stacks is still pretty bad. But it's not as bad as it could be. So let's see how we get rid of the next guy. Preferably before he attacks. Let's see. We don't have another attack unit. This one's gonna be kinda ass. Yeah, our hand draw is kinda shit. If you didn't know yet. Right? Like, another thing you also shouldn't do is let these guys attack. Because if they attack, they'll attack again. So it's better to accept the fact that they're going to hit you once rather than have them hit you twice. So for example, here we'll just end our turn early. You see I made the mistake, right? So this guy actually is now going to attack us. Yeah, and he also evolved the fucker. So we're on 6 out of 9. We cannot really afford them to attack us anymore. Because if we do, they're gonna cook us. No doubt about it. So we get rid of one of them. And then hopefully... let's see. Okay, could this be enough? Maybe with the crit. If he actually attacks us, we'll have to undo it. No, I mean it should be fine. 1 attack is alright. Okay, so let's see. How many actions does this guy have? Reduced by 7. Doesn't look good. Could look worse. Alright. Our next turn plan is going to be quite simple. We never want this guy to... You see this? How he's on 4? Which means we can only take 3 actions. If we take more than 3 actions... He's just gonna mega cook us. So this was 1 action, 2 actions, 3 actions. And it's all we can do for this turn. Because otherwise we're dead, right? Like, I mean, I can show it to you, right? So let's say I attack him here. We get hit. And he'll hit us again after we end our turn. Which is why we don't do that. We are already dead. Yeah. We got one of the best hands in existence, I'll admit. But also keep in mind, we have 1 more turn to survive once we actually die. So don't give up on this fight yet. It's not completely lost. It's looking fucking awful. But that's still not the end of the story, at least. So now technically we have a decision to make. We either go all out with the Dance of the Demon and hope we kill him next turn. Alright, let's play one all-out turn, and if it doesn't work, we'll just reset the turn and pretend it never happened, alright? Yeah. So these actions are just gonna send me into my last turn. But that doesn't mean it's over yet. Let's see how much damage would this be. Alright, perfect. So, undo current turn. So, snack time. Get rid of this card. Yep. Oh, even better. So we have 9 actions. Yeah, this should be fine. Bing, bang, boom, bang, 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 boom, bang. Yeah, it's gonna take out Shizuru if he hits us. So we'll just go right here. Yep. And now Shizuru is going to break down. Oh. Yeah, I thought he already acted, right? And there you go. So yeah, even if things might look a little bleak sometimes, you just gotta believe in yourself and the power of friendship. But no, I hope I was at least able to explain to you how this boss works, right? And the funny part is, we even still had another turn. We had another turn, and that is the power of Link Break. The power of Link Break on the very last stage, it buys you one more turn. You can do a lot of shit with one turn. My wallet feels too heavy. Not after the Shizuru banner. Nope, nope, it does not. There has to be some type of like miscommunication here. My wallet does in fact not feel heavy at all. I am not quite sure how we managed to get that achievement. No. No, no, I don't accept it. Jajan! Yep. Fraud Zuru. Crazy work. What's this? An achievement. Hey, Blue Pot difficulty 10, let's go. Even though we already did multiple 10s, but I kinda skipped doing them on 6, 7, 8 or 9. Dude, I swear, this is frustrating. Alright, we need to heal some people. We can do that. This is so silly. Like, can anybody tell me if before this whole introduction you used those numbers that frequently? I mean, technically it's only counting, right? So long as you just count a certain amount, it just inevitably happens, doesn't it? 767 viewers, is it now? Truly a coincidence. Jajan, yep. Do you think a base attack Shizuru deck could be good? I don't know. See, my problem is the reason why base attack Mei Ling is good because you can finish it with the passion attack, right? Like if you look at Mei Ling, the reason why basic attack Mei Ling is this good is because you can just get the big finisher, right? For one turn, each passion card used 1 extra hit. Nice. What's the equivalent for Shizuru? How do you turn 2 Moon Slashes into scaling damage. That's the big problem here. Like you go with, let's say we do have 4 of these Oni Hunt basic upgrades. Then what? Then what? Are we going to generate Will-O-Wisps so that we can get a Bind 5 Shadow of the Moon Plus with 3 hits? Right? Or even this one, like based on attack, or maybe here, or maybe for attack cards in this hand, but then what? Like, I mean, let's see. It doesn't, you know what? That doesn't sound too dumb, right? If you somehow end up with 3 of these Oni Hunts and you play them, so you have 6 basics in your hand, and then you what? You play this so that you get 18 Will-O-Wisp? And then, I don't know, you play like 2 attacks and you're at 25 and then you do it again, but I don't know. I don't think that's anything. I can link you the site for the planet encounters. Boom. Bam. CZN Wiki. I'm gonna just call it the CZN Wiki, alright? No. Come on. No. I don't want to click on it. The pin. There you go. Ta-da! Everyone is worse than Melindo except Tressa. What about Cassius? Wouldn't Cassius be up there as well? And couldn't you make an argument that with a certain Luke deck you can get there on top as well? By just playing triple rapid fire at 0 cost with a triple stealth, with a triple handgun stealth reload and a, I don't know, either 1 turn 70 or full 30, and then you just play it together with the Cassius and you get yourself the for each attack card. Try Shizuru, Ray Hugo. It's a good idea. That is surely going to lead somewhere. And especially on this account, it's going to take me far. But I would have to go into my free-to-play and pull for Chizuru there. So, yeah. The basic attack only hunt, I think it's for Shadow Moon plus spam E2 with upgrade to cure me, might be. If you could pick anyone, who would you get the first 60? Probably Mei Lin. I mean, Mei Lin is just the safest 60. Tressa is up there as well. You know, Cassius really ain't that bad of an idea. Yeah, ain't nobody got time. Yeah, there's a reason why I haven't logged into my free-to-play in a while. There's a reason. Is Hugo with Yuki good? I mean, you can make it work if you go for specific, like, let's have a look. Agent collection. Boom, bang. Like, if, for example, you use this card to draw yourself 2 attack cards. And then those 2 attack cards are these quick fixes. And then you use the quick fixes to draw 2. So you can get draw 4. Or maybe with the insta activate. Yeah, you can cook something up. But I feel like it's still just like Veronica with a little bit of extra steps. Because if you just want draw 2 that's not for other combatants, you could also just build a Veronica and copy Kowalski instead. Like, if draw 2 is all you're looking for, instead of draw 2 of other combatants, you could also just duplicate multiple Sir Kowalskis and get a similar result, right? Why does Ray make every character good? Because people haven't discovered Orlea yet, fully. But no, Ray is a free-to-play character, meaning everybody has her, and Ray is your best option behind Olea or on the same level as Olea when it comes to damage bonuses. So you can get yourself plus 80% damage for whatever attack card you're about to do this turn with Predator's Blade. You can boost the attack of one card by 150, 100 until used, meaning over multiple turns until you actually use it, or by plus 50 for all void cards for one turn, or even by plus 50 no matter how many times you use it. And then you also have this boosting card, which works for either void cards, one cost cards, or one cost, one turn, or one cost or less cards. And then you also have an exhaust, a snack time, a card that you can play and then you can't draw into itself anymore, while also having retain, so you can play it whenever you want. Or even going for something like this that allows you to burn 2 cards out of your deck. For example, basics if you weren't able to remove them yet. Would every 6-star be worth it to bring to 60? Yes, but you probably have the weakest argument for Orlea. Because Orlea, she really doesn't need it unless you want the this bit of crit chance from the final potential. How to farm deck for support, lack of feeling like Cassius or Nia. You can bring a hyper carry like, let's say, Maylin, and then just run Mika and Cassius, Mika and Ray, Mika and whatever, right? If you're truly that concerned about healing. And if not, you just have to play it more tactically, like how a Cassius can heal himself for right here with every draw. Then you just bring, for example, Nyx, and then you use the Nyx partner skill to heal yourself roundabout way. Or you heal yourself with every shuffle, which is quite a big heal. Or more specifically to Cassius, there's this one item right here that makes surviving in the chaos pretty damn easy. It's exclusive to the current season, and when drawing by an ability 40 fixed shield with the draw amounts that you can get out of a Cassius, this is pretty damn strong. For Shizuru 4-piece 1-cost crit plus 2-piece crit damage or 2-2-2, I would recommend 2-2-2, because the moment you get yourself this epiphany with the decrease 2 or the 2 times decrease 1 or even the base version, the moment you decrease the cost of any of your cards like Oni, Hunter, Shadow, or the Moon, all of a sudden the set doesn't work anymore. The only way that set works is if you, for example, pick like the activate 2 lead or the activate 2 other, because you cannot afford to reduce the cost of your Shizuru cards. Did I use my Omega code already? No. It is... Where is it? Right here? Yeah, there you go. It's right here. What epiphany should I use on Tress with Chizuru? I mean, it looks like the most optimal might still just be Tressa Shadow Reload plus somebody with a bunch of heal cards, and then Shizuru kinda just there to be there. What's this third 2? Attack set, crit damage set, and basic 2 if you play basic build. Wouldn't really recommend it much. Agony if you run her with Tressa, the Agony 2-piece. Yeah, those are like kind of the 2 options for the Ant 2. And also I'm currently working on it. We're getting there, and that is trying out the new 4-piece void set. The only issue I can see is this 4-piece void set effect might not be relevant to stacking Shizuru whatsoever. Yeah, here my Luke set is 4-piece 2-piece. Yeah. Is it good for Rin though? It should. It should be. The only problem I can see is it depends a bit on the activation order. Like, if you hit 2 times with an attack card, does the attack card that hits 2 times itself already get the 10% bonus? Or does it really only work from the 3rd card onward? And also something that might be interesting as well is, does this effect work if a teammate of yours hits twice? Do I need to roll for Shizuru partner, or can I replace with other partner? Use the 3-star partner. If you want to replace Shizuru's partner with somebody, then you just do this and this. And that's what you do. Memory fragments need to be fixed. They're so irrelevant. I mean, they're just, like, for some characters, they're just slightly stronger than their 2-2 counterparts. They're just not overall broken. Like, if there were more clear 2-2 pieces outside of, let's say, attack crit damage, defense crit damage, then it would be a little bit more important for the 4 sets to be stronger. But because for most characters outside of Tressa, or with a Tressa, you don't really have a 3rd 2-piece anyway, it's not as big of a problem yet. We need a multi-hit set. I mean, technically we have a multi-set right here, right? The whole point of this set is this plus 10 times 2, right? Third multi-attack for plus 20% bonus from orb set. If this wasn't turn limited, if this could stack to plus 30, now we might be talking a bit more. Make it good? Yeah. That's another question. I want my first team to consist of Yuki, and second with Rin. I have all characters except Veronica and Hugo. I mean, it really depends on what you want to achieve. Like, do you want to play Hyperspace Basin? Or, right, like, what's your goal for your 2 teams? Why are we building 2 teams? For what are we building those 2 teams? Is it just 2 teams for Chaos? And if yes, why would you want 2 different teams for Chaos, right? For Shizuru, is it better to get Ego 1, Ego 2, or a signature weapon? I would say you go Ego 1 and then you can stop, at least at the moment, until somebody can prove that the E2 Shadow Moon Extra can turn into an entire build on its own. For the moment, with stacking Shizuru, the E2 doesn't really do much for you, so E1 is kind of where you can just comfortably stop and then just save for Christmas. Is it true that the best team in the entire game is Mei, Veronica, Mika? It is definitely the most solid, the most used, the most known team at the moment. Try Great Rift with Luke? I did. But only for the first phase. So we one-shot the first boss. I still haven't bothered with playing the second boss yet. Or the second part, you could say. Why do I have a feeling that the 3rd character will really make Yuki and Chizuru work together? I don't know. But it would be really good if it were the case. Like if Serenial right here were to do that. What about the E6? Did we find out about the missing 15? I asked somebody with an E6 and they said the buff was only 10%, but I didn't see video proof yet. So the info I have is that indeed it is only 1 extra hit, but I also haven't seen like full proof on it, and they might have misunderstood my question to a chance, but I don't know. No, the cost reduction is for everybody. The cost reduction is for everybody. The only thing that specifically targets other combatants is the activate 2 random. Deactivate to random is only other combatants, meaning it's never going to trigger a Shadow of the Moon. But this one is 2 random cards. This can absolutely hit a Chizuru card. This can absolutely hit a Chizuru card. And this can absolutely hit a Chizuru card, which is why I'm not the greatest fan of the, of the crit 1 cost. Crit 4 piece. 1 cost, yeah. Why is everybody using Chester in a new event and you heard only the second phase is what matters? Yes, that's correct. You can only gain a maximum of 159,641 points in phase 1, whereas the rest of the score you see here comes entirely from the second phase. So the rest of the 750,000 points or 770,000 points come from the second phase. And what happens there and why Tressa is so good is you're playing Tressa Shadow Reload together with the Cassius and a Mika. Mika does a bunch of healing. You gain a bunch of daggers. You use the daggers to fulfill Cassius' 000 quest. 000 quest gives you morale. 000 quest gives you the ability to use the 000 card. The 000 card stacks with itself. The 000 card stacks with the shadow daggers. And that's what you do. Who other than Tressa could achieve a high score, let's say 500k? I think you can probably beat, like, you can probably get 500k with the Shizuru team for the second phase. Like, I'm talking a proper Shizuru team, not just I removed every single card from Shizuru because I could, you know? How am I feeling about Shizuru after 3 days? I still don't think she's a must pull. She's a good character. She still has some fun build options that need to be properly explored. And a triple Tsukuyomi double Oni Hunt build or triple Oni Hunt, triple Tsukuyomi build is going to be fucking deadly in its right epiphanies. But even then, what other characters can do in 1 turn with less setup, if you wanted to do it in, like, let's say 1 or 2 turns or 3 turns, you already need a really good Shizuru build. I saw the assets, but some people have self-restraint, I think. I don't know. I heard rumors that actually there do exist people with self-restraint, and those people are in fact capable of not pulling for assets. Yeah, at least that's what I heard. Can't confirm. My favorite team to run in Chaos is still this one right here. Oh. I guess we played the game too much again. I wonder if that ever becomes a problem. I feel like it will. Why is the save data limit 300? Like, why? Why is it 300? That feels way too low. That means you can have, like, what? Let's say you have 12 or 13 builds on every combatant. And then boom, you're capped. Why not auto-register? Because I have no idea how the auto-register feature works, and I also generally don't tend to remove any decks. Do I still do the dailies for the free-to-play? Rarely. No, it's not recommended. It's just not needed. This thing doesn't mean that he's... Like... You know, the point where it said, like, no E2 on his head was like you don't need E2 for him to be the best, because this was the thing that always came up, you know? Alright, sure, let's try this out. Let's actually convert a Shizuru card. And just play with the converted card. Nori 2 means you need X6? Yes, you are correct. How did you know? This is kinda ass. Each time you draw a card with your ability plus 2% damage. I don't really draw much, so I guess we just recover 5. Okay, run. I wouldn't really want to run Keiron and Chizuru together. Just doesn't really speak to me, you know? Wait, where do we need to go so we can get to the tunnel? We'll be fine. Yes, there's a guide. It's called the Farming Made Easy or something guide. And then there's also a guide on how you can get 0-card decks. The farming guide is, I think, 4 or 5 days old. And the 0-card deck guide is like 10 days old. You should be able to find them on the channel rather easily. Serenia predictions. I'm still hoping for a controller. I'm hoping for a controller and I'm hoping for a 4-star. I'm hoping for a new 4-star on her banner. So that we get 2 new units in one banner as like a Christmas present. And yeah. Cassius raid up. There's a lot of people asking for a Cassius raid up, and I wonder why. Can we afford? I mean, I think we should be able to afford this for now. We should be fine. Oh, fuck. We're running a level 1 partner. Oh well. Oh well. Whatever shall I do? The second set seems suspiciously Serenia shaped. I don't know, we only know if it's Serenia shaped if we know what Serenia does, right? I still do believe you should be able to maybe do some things on a Khalib with that. Because don't forget, Khalib has a card that specifically targets enemy tenacity bar. What are we looking for on this planet? A good forbidden card and a sweet divine epiphany. That's kind of the basis of what I'm looking for. Jing. Do I have a partnership with the devs? Not as of this moment, no. Do you think Luke better than Tressa? To play with the Shizuru inside of a chaos? 100%. We are playing on lap 0, aren't we? You might be a bit behind for the stream, Einstein. So you might not hear this until in a couple minutes. But yeah. Could you make a prediction based on the set? Yeah, but that would be assuming that Serenial is a instinct character. Now, why would you be assuming that, right? It's not like we got any indication that she was going to be one such character. What does targeted mean? A card you have to aim. So, single target cards. Cards you have to drag onto a target. So, something that doesn't say hits a random enemy or something that's not an AoE. But Tressa and Mika carries any third slot. Yeah, but I don't need my Shizuru to be carried. Also, we had what? 3 characters, right? We had a Justice character, we had an Order character, we had a Void character. Meaning the last 2 elements that are open are just passion and instinct. So I guess unless they were to like rerun an element already, she might just be either passion or instinct, and out of the 2, I would still put my money on instinct. Is Luke better than Rin? It depends on the context. Ooh, divine. Give me 5 draw 1. Pew. So Leia E0 better than E6 Ray if you use Rin as a main DPS. Outside of the Chaos, I would say so long as you have a well-built Swifty. Like if you have a well-built Softy deck, sure. But inside of the Chaos, and also if you don't have like a proper built Softy reliant or Leia deck, then I'd say no. Attack. Is Beryl good with Olea? Yes. The only 2 characters that actually synergize in any way, shape or form in regards to retain cards. Yeah, Luke feels smoother than Rin for a Shizuru team, absolutely. Is there a team I could use to build Rin easier? I still have my favorite team for Rin, and that's it still is the same team as always, and that's going to be Mika, Ray, Rin. It just feels the smoothest. How to beat seasonal stage 10 and 11? Can you tell some teams? This team right here. This team you see right here on screen is what I used to beat difficulty 11 on tier 14. So, yeah. Gesture of Freedom or Engraved Malice? I like both. Maybe Gesture of Freedom. Rin with Veronica and Ray? Ooh. Alright, sure, give me the question mark event. So is Yugi Algo worth it? I got it from Standard Waffle. If you want to play Instinct and Order Planet and you want to have an easier time, she's your go-to. Does Olea retain upgrade the bind level of Shizuru Shadow of the Moon? No. You cannot, you don't increase the bind level by retaining it. Hey, always attack weak. Not bad. Cassius, Mika, Kairon, nice. People are so crazy about this merit ranking. I have E6 Chester, which I never built, and the playstyle is not for me. Why should I build her for a temporary leaderboard which doesn't worth your resources? I mean, I don't even know which kind of score you currently need to get top 1%. You might be able to reach top 1 without Tressa, or, you know, it might also be a case of everybody just seeing the leaderboards only using Tressa, which means nobody else tries anything that's not Tressa. So there might just be a team out there that's just better, it just hasn't been found yet. Always attack weakness means no matter who you face, no matter what their element is, you're always going to hit weak. So, let's make it a bit more impressive by upgrading the card damage-wise first. Right here. And as you can see, it hits weak against Order even though the enemy is Void. They should add a board of latest clears or runs so people can form different ideas. Yeah, or maybe we just actually have to play more runs ourselves. But I'm not in a rush. Honestly, I'm not in a rush. This whole event stays until closely before Christmas, and Shizuru's just been out, so I haven't yet actually taken my time to truly study the Great Rift, because I've been a little bit more busy doing other things. Just does Giga Fun encounters this bot so much? Yeah, she probably does, yeah. Wish you got Luke, he looks fun to play. He is indeed a blessing. Luke's a gift. Oh, it goes very well with Vera for speed farming in Chaos. The team that I had my fastest ever Chaos clear on for lap 0 was Mika Lucas Luke. I think I think it was Ray Lucas Luke. It was either Mika Lucas Luke or Ray Lucas Luke. I think it took me like 27 minutes to clear a full run, interior, exterior combined. I think we did that on stream as well. That was pretty fast. What do you think of Shizuru so far? I like her. I like her kit, and I think she's pretty, honestly, she's pretty future-proof. Could you know a good team for her? Yeah, so you take yourself your purple-haired Lady Ray, and then you use Shizuru, and then you also put in Tressa, which is, so you take Tressa and Ray, you should have both of them as free-to-play characters, and then you add yourself in a Tressa, and you have yourself a team. So, let's go back to the why I think Shizuru is at least future-proof, and that is, she's a Psionic. Psionics have access to gear bags, have access to reorganize, have access to rally, have access to, and will probably get access to more support-related cards. Like, for example, the Forced Learning Apparatus is only available to controllers and Psionics. The card that, upon having 6 or more cards, reducing the cost, again, also only available to controllers and Psionics, meaning that with the way they are currently making cards, the like draw card, support cards will always be available to a Psionic / controller. Besides, I guess, like the forbidden cards, which you can put on anyone. And then you also always have this Bound at the Dusk. The moment we get another character that instead of giving you AP, reduces cost, that just goes hand in hand with this. If you have a way to reduce cost rather than gain AP, then the inhibit isn't even a problem anymore. Yeah, on the note of them updating the tier list, for those of you that were here during our 8-hour stream, a lot of you were asking me, where do I think Shizuru is going to get rated on, or at, or into, or whatever, right? As, rated as, right? And I said, I see her as 0.5 in Chaos. And I was going to give her at minimum T1, potentially T0.5 for the seasonal aspect, or whatever it was before that, right? So, at least they agree, so that's good. But besides that, I'm not too bothered by it. Always go for new character from selector, especially Mei Lin or especially Veronica. Because as fun as Mei Lin is, you can use Veronica with more teams. And also any character that can make deck farming faster and easier is just a plus at the end of the day. I have E for Haru. What is the best Haru team? You have E for Haru, which means you don't need as much AP. How about you try Haru or Leia? With Ray. How about you try Haru or Leia Ray? Or something in that vein. The reason why I'm suggesting Orlea is because you could use Orlea to just massively beef up and boof. Yeah, Orlea Barrel Haru. Orlea Barrel Haru could be quite nice. Oh, why are the effects so sad? It's totally not worth the plus 10 save data. I mean, I guess we could at least justify running Agony 2-piece. No? What's the better epiphany for Karmic Flames? Add 1 hit or decrease cost the next card? I like the decreased cost one because it makes your whole AP gameplay with her even more reliable, but the best by far is this one, the one that exhausts itself, because it just makes your deck smaller. Well. Jing. What they say about the mid-December roadmap, do I remember? Oh, they did say they were going to work on a roadmap. Now you actually got me hyped. Yeah, I remember from the patch notes that they did say they were going to be working on a roadmap and that they will be publishing that at a later date. So I'd be very interested in seeing what they have on there. And we already know as well, at least the shapes of the season 2 characters, which is quite nice as well. It doesn't really do much, but it's good to have, you know. You need partners to be buffed, so you could say money well spent. Yeah, I mean, they did say they were looking into it. What exactly that means, hard to say. Between Luke E2 and Rin E4, if you play Rin properly, you do not need Rin E4. It really is, at the end of the day, just quality of life and not a damage increase. Whereas Luke's is actually a damage increase while also being quality of life in chaos, but in a you do more damage way. Like, for example, I currently cannot think of a deck that would be significantly better where you specifically need E4 on Rin for it to actually be possible or good. Jajan. No. Jajan. Ooh, super conductive. Jajan. 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 Yeah. That only made me mute voices. It's crazy, right? The Oni is only here since the Shizuru update. And it's already questionable to keep it a bit more ambiguous. Help, I have combat information has been disrupted until now for 1 hour. Somebody said just restarting the game helped. But it just seems to be something that just disappears at some point. It's annoying, yes. I don't think you can do anything about it at the moment, though. Pew. You have to leave the planet to reset it. Someone made a chibi WG saying Jajan. Where? Can I get pinged with that? I'd be very interested. That sounds fun. Also, is there another patch? Server announcement. Great Rift challenge. What's this? The Great Rift has opened. What is... Okay. Oh, what? A title? Oh, no! But wait. Is it an actual in-game title? Oh, it's just a role on Discord. Okay. You know, people, I was this close. I was this close to declaring my goal of having the top 10 in-game, no matter what. Because it was a Conqueror title, but it's only a Discord role. So I can live without a Discord role. Also, why is it Caleb, Renoa, Lucas? Are they hinting at us with a team? I haven't yet played enough Great Rift to be comfortable making a proper guide for it. Huh? I just got Tsukumi 2 only hunt what team is best for that burst build. Anything with like card draw. Keep in mind, your whole goal of that build is to play as many of these as possible, right? Like the whole point of this is, if you could, you would like to find a way to play all 5 of those cards that you just have there in one turn every turn. Because that is how you increase the damage of the burst. Yesterday I dreamed of CZN doing something with the friend system. They clearly should, but it doesn't really seem like there are any great intentions surrounding that as of this moment. I've Shizuru and E2 Luke, but never played him. Is he easy to learn? I would say so. Luke is pretty straightforward. So first off, the only thing you need to know is that this one, the rapid fire, and this one, the stealth reload, are your key cards. You use them, you get bullets. Every bullet you get, you just use and you just shoot and you're good, right? Every 3 bullets you use, because he's E2, you get 2 more and you just use them. And then if you use all these bullets, you fill up the stack meter for Shizuru. And then you'll also be able to find yourself the finisher card called the Bullet Demon. And there you either take the best bullet upgrade or preferably the attack cards used equals more hits. And then you're a Luke Master. Yes, they did already change the interaction where you could use Secure Me alongside any card to still gain the buff. I have a maxed out Tressa and Ray and only an E1 Luke. Should I just run Tressa, Ray, Shizuru? You can run Tressa, Ray, Shizuru, but I gotta be honest with you here. Doing a Chaos run, it felt worse. It felt worse playing Tressa with Shizuru than it felt playing with Luke. And that's just because you can just get more Shadow of the Moon resource stacks. Because Luke just naturally has more hits and an easier time getting access to more hits. Oh, he almost died. Do I think the leaderboard top 10 are all E6 characters? At least the 4 stars. But for phase 1, you can absolutely do that with 3 stars. No questions. With E0, no questions asked. Because you have 5 turns. The way the Great Rift works is you want to beat the first phase in 5 turns. So long as you don't take longer than 5 turns, nothing changes in comparison to someone who only takes 1 turn. Right? And then the other thing is, for the other team, I mean, even then, you probably don't need any awakenings or any dupes for either Mika or Cassius or Tressa. Like, you can probably do it at E0 of all the 4 stars as well. The vids are good to watch. I appreciate it. Thank you. Leaderboard is kinda broken. I don't know how. I used the scuffed Cassius, Mika, Tressa, and you did 621 or 612. How would it be broken? Broken in a good way? Broken in a bad way? What exactly is broken with the leaderboard? If you could elaborate. Huh? Your rank 180 something in your Tressa and Cassius are both E1. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think any specific ego manifestations really play a role. I'm thinking of investing into a Void DPS, but I do not know who to build. You've got a Renoa, Rin, and a Shizuru. Put him on a wheel. put the 3 of them on a wheel, spin it. Like, if you really do not care, if you don't like any of the characters more than the others, put them on a wheel, spin it, whoever it hits, figure out how to play them and have fun. There is no difference. You can have the same amount of fun, the same amount of success with either Shizuru, Rin, or Renoa. Hey, should I E to Shizuru or Luke with Omega Code? You should hold on to the Omega Code because limited time units do exist. So that would be in your best interest. Yeah. Like, none of these egos are truly, oh, you need to get them. Is Haru worth building? I mean, if you want to have success in any shield-related, justice-related content, Haru is the best DPS there. I guess behind Barrel, depending on your build, right? And, what else? Think. Use your brain. You wanted to say something. I mean, if you're not looking for a single target DPS, there's no need to build her. If you are looking for a single target DPS, Haru can be your girl. Ka-ching! Big damage. I wonder when the first limited character is going to be released. Yeah, I don't know. I would assume half a year into the game's lifespan. Is Bind 5 better to use over Bind 3? If you play the hit stacking, damage stacking build, you always want to use Bind 5, preferably. If you're not playing the hit stacking, bind stacking build, you preferably want to use it at Bind 3, because then instead of going to Bind 5, you can just go to Bind 3 twice and get more damage that way. Like, if you don't do like the crazy hit stacking, crazy damage stacking for one specific one, then you're better off just just using it at 3. Reset time been an hour ago. You're an hour late to reset time. What's the OTK Shizuru build? 2-hitter for the next bind card used, and then plus 60% damage for the next bind card, and then you play out as many of those as possible, and by turn 5 or turn 6 you'll have around 18 to 20,000 damage accrued on one Chizuru card. Oh, yeah, no, oh, yeah, no, I'm not going to reset this run. There's still a chance we could get a decently fancy Shizuru build out of this one. Let's have a look at our current save data. Our save data is on 80. And we have 2 Oni hunts. A unepiphany Tsukurumi for now. But surely that will fix itself before we get to the next copy event. Right? Right? And, but at least we also have a forbidden card. And we even have the mutant sample on the card active. We still need a bunch of epiphanies. Now that I look at it. The Blackhorn shop is nice to have. Yes, it's just more stuff. With Shizuru partner, is it still good to go for stacks instead of 3 stacks? Yes. Even if you have the Shizuru partner, you still want to go to a bind 5 if you're playing the stacking build. Building the OTK build is so hard. You've been trying for 4 hours. I feel like from all the other builds you know about characters, like for example Tressa and such, it's on the easier side. You need to hit one card once, and then either the other card once or the same card again. But preferably you obviously want to hit them once. Like, yeah, I know, at least for the Secure Me, you need to hit the right epiphany, but the moment you don't, if you really are chasing one specific build, just quit. Right? The moment you don't hit the right Secure Me epiphany, if you're just chasing one build, then just quit. Nothing holds you. Use your main ego skills, it will trigger more epiphanies going forward. I don't know if that's true. Maybe you're right. Guys, you cannot reset your run on zero system. Yes, you can't. That's the main drawback. If you fail a planet by skipping out early, the planet is gone. Lost. Disappeared. Poof. Into the void. Yep. Hey! Divine Tsukuyomi. Watch it. Watch it. It's gonna be Divine Tsukuyomi. Void, Death, and Greed. No. Void, Hope, and Greed. So it's Void. Hit it. Shit. Divine Bullets. Bullets are already epiphany. Do you have any info on Serenia? Nope. No clue. If we're lucky, the devs tell us 5 hours before the banner. Like at this point, if we're lucky, the devs probably tell us about Serenia 5 hours before the banner. Christmas Lady, you're right. It is indeed Christmas Lady. Sorry. Going back on my own made up rules. I should pay more attention to proper naming. Have I met the new boss? Yes. The only thing I know about the new boss is that he can give you purple armor, which is his biggest bonus point. But the best part about the new boss is if you're playing a tier 14 map and you finish a tier 14 run by copying your final dream card on the tier 14 boss and you're happy with your run, or even if you're unhappy with it and you don't want to lose the tier 14, just quit before you beat the third boss and you don't lose the map. So yeah, that is honestly pretty good. So now you can play tier 14 infinitely, so long as you make sure to not ever beat the third boss. Owen Chaos team? Owen Haru Mika is quite alright. How do you get gear 1, 2, 3? You either dismantle 4, 5, 6 and craft it, or you play the simulation. Those are the only two ways. Can you explain what extra damage is and where or who do you get it? Extra damage is almost exclusive to hunters and rangers, and extra damage boosts anything that mentions extra damage. I can give you an example in a second when we can get ourselves the right Luke bullet. Ouch. I wanted to use Magna for a while. I want some good units to pair with her in Chaos. Magna is pretty darn flexible. You can pair up with whoever you want, really. Hey, we're back. Which potentials for extra damage? There is no extra damage potential, unless you're talking about the unique potential on certain characters. So, let's see. Can I please get some Luke? You know how I was talking about, like, yeah, sure, I'm just gonna get some Luke cards. It's not happening. At least not at the moment. I guess we're not drawing any. Alright, so hopefully we get the bullet. There you go. So we use Luke, we shoot the guy, and you see the mark debuff? When using an attack card, 140% extra attack tenacity damage equal to 0 decrease marked by 1. The mark effect itself features extra attack. Renoa's bullet discard is extra attacks. Hugo's follow-up are extra attacks. Like, extra attacks are just attacks that mention that they're extra attacks. That's really how they work, pretty much. No. At least in Chaos runs, my favorite combination is indeed Luke Tresor, Luke Chizuru. Extra attack or extra hits? Extra attacks and extra hits aren't the same thing. Extra hits are extra hits, extra attacks are extra attacks. Yeah. Do I think they should nerf Meilin and Tressa? They said at the beginning of the game in an article with a Korean game website, whatever, that they were never going to nerf characters, period. So there are not going to be any nerfs. There you go. That's what's going to happen. I'm crazy wise? No, I just have way too much game knowledge for the amount of time that the game's been released, but I wouldn't quite confuse that with wisdom. Isn't that illegal too? Yeah, exactly. There can be lawsuits if somebody pulls for someone and spends money to get something only for the product to become less good after spending money on it, or resources, or real time, or whatever. It just opens up a bunch of things you don't really want or need. I still have a theory. It's still unconfirmed, but the way this area just looks, there is still a chance. If I could go back in time to do the choice again, I would. But right here, and yes, you see me twice, don't get confused, it will be fine. I really do feel like you only find the heart of the ore vein if it kind of looks like the heart of the ore vein-ish. Like, I would only really look for like maps that have purple here, or like purple, more purple, right? Like whenever I go to this area, this has like this spider webs and this like metal thing, it never really seems to give heart of the ore vein, right? Like, it truly always kinda seems to be this thing, and also this time it's actually before the waypoint. Because it just looks similar, right? Look at the vibe. You have this purple right here at the bottom and all that stuff. And if we go back to it, you can also here see like this purple. So yeah. How did the number 1 Rift guy reach it with Selena? Does she have infinite scale stuff? Phase 1 of the boss is unbelievably easy. The phase 1 of the boss just requires you to beat it in 5 turns. You could probably solo it with a Mei-Lin and 2 empty decks, right? You only need to kill the boss in 5 turns. It's not necessarily Selena being anything super cracked or infinite scaling or super special. It could have been anyone. But what he did have is a very thin deck, the initiation cost reduction forbidden card, and on top of that also the upgrade card for the mark ability, applying a mark every time an attack card is used, meaning that for every attack card used, Selena did a follow-up. It's a pretty good Selena. I skipped Tunnels to have a higher chance at getting the event. Damn. Unfortunate. So we did hit the right card with the copy event, but unfortunately we copied only Hunt before it epiphanied, and our Tsukiyomi itself still hasn't gotten an epiphany. So it's a little rough. What boss was he talking about? The Great Rift. Dot scales with attack, dot also scales with the damage over time substat. Oh, this can be fun. Especially with a hand like this. Is it good to skip tunnels? Only in the interior would I recommend skipping tunnels. Outside, I would always take the tunnels. How much is the third removal? 100 total. If you the simple way you think about it is 20 for the first, 30 for the second, 50 for the third, 70 for the fourth. So it goes 20, 50, 100 and then 170. If you're just using shop removal to get rid of anything that's a basic, one of the basic 8, which are the only things you would really consider removing. So 20, 30, 50, 70, or better said, total cost 20, 50, 100, 170. It goes up quite fast. Was it X Shadow Reload or Shadow Reload that was best for here, Dagger Trissa? The upgrade. It needs to be the upgrade card. Is morale better than damage amount buff? It depends on the, like, if your damage amount buff is 40% and you only get one morale stack, the damage buff is better. If your morale amount is 3 stacks of morale, so plus 60%, but your damage buff is only plus 40, then obviously morale is better, right? It depends on the values. Yeah? It helped you get through your shifts at work? That's nice to hear. Shizuru from 1 to 10? Oh! Shh! Hey! Let's actually have a look at our odds. How many cards are unepiphanied? 1, 2, it's 50-50. Come on. I can win a 50-50 here, right? Right? It's a 50-50. Surely I can win a 50-50. Shizuru, I would currently give her like an 8. Come on. No! Man, what? Apparently, I can't even win a 50-50. Ay. Womp womp. I mean, so long as I get the epiphany before we get to the final boss. That'd be great. Oh, we were missing a Shizuru card in the first place. Now that's interesting. That's news to me. Oh no, it's an upgrade. Oh, it was 33%. Alright. Alright, 33% is fine as well. Alright, things are getting a little dangerous. Usually you want to kill the hounds within 2 turns, because they start going wild. Things are getting a little dangerous. I mean, the guy's alright. He's not too bad. Yeah, obviously he was nerfed, indeed. Yo, what's up? You just burst the Dogmaster. If you lose, it is what it is. That's the wrong approach. That's the approach with the least amount of win percentage. But yeah, it really does make me question why is this event a thing? It really just doesn't feel good. Like, if this event was happening before the third boss, okay. But like this? I don't know. I don't know. When the first tunnel gives nothing good, only stress decrease, etc., should you go into the second tunnel, you should probably reset your run. Unless you have like a really good epiphany that you're chasing, if you don't get anything good out of the tunnel. Like, this is the way I treat runs. To be the most fair to your time and the way and the results you can achieve, the deciding factor for me continuing a run is always A, how far am I the moment I make it to the waypoint? And B, what do I get from the Forbidden Tunnel? If the Forbidden Tunnel doesn't give me a divine epiphany I want, or the right epiphany on the card that I'm chasing, or a forbidden card that really fits my build, I just send it. I just say, alright, see ya, go out and do it again. It just gives you more opportunities to encounter good luck. The event is because apparently people need assistance with finishing lap 0 at all, but to be fair, it's super. Yeah, but yeah, exactly. The problem is like, we don't even know what we're missing out, but even if we weren't missing out on anything, it still feels like you are. That's why they decided to add 0 to be included in season content, because they saw people dropping in droves and they hope lap 0 will get removed entirely. Not to break your fantasy or anything, but for deck building, lap 0 is still way more generous and considerate of your time than any 0 system map. In terms of time spent versus chance to walk away with a great build. Unless for like very specific cases, like let's say a Tresor Shadow Reload build, where you only care about getting 4 Shadow Reloads, but even then you would... Oh shit, let's undo this. I'm not about to sell the run right here. Yeah. What's the punishment for escapes outside of the before making it to the waypoint? The punishment is... Oh, why does this guy hit so hard? Quick. Huh. The punishment is the fate, the laziness fate. It's not just because you can restart for free. It's the ability to restart for free. It's the ability to keep your map even after beating the final boss, now that the third boss exists. It's the fact that it's the only... that there's only 2 planets that have a removal event. Like this remove card right here, this muted sample. The fact that it can save you between 50 and 70 save data if you remove either the 3rd or the 4th card with this is pretty crazy. That's like one of the main reasons. And then you also have access to a reliable way to get divine epiphanies early by using the Forbidden Tunnel. And then you also have a remove 2 event that you can encounter in the beginning in the exterior. Yeah, it's just a lot of tools. You take 10% HP 100 times over any lame fate that does nothing. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? Maybe it's not fated for you to find a fate that's not lame. Ho 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 ho. Ho ho ho. Are we breaking the guy by chance? Probably not. Yeah, I probably can't kill him no matter what. So I just let him hit me here. And then just prepare for next turn. There we go. Yeah, Mutant Sample does not leave the run with you. Mutant Sample costs you nothing. Mutant Sample is a free removal. It is 0 cost in save data for getting rid of a card of your choice. The only drawback is that it can appear at a copy event. That is legit the only drawback that a Mutant Sample has. It feels bad when you get the +1 AP on ring card, then you can't copy that card because IMC said no. That's how it always feels. It always feels bad everywhere. You know what also feels bad? Us not actually getting an epiphany for our Tsukiyomi card. Like, let's see, how many cards do we actually can we actually still epiphany? None of the Rin cards and none of the Ray cards. None of the Luke cards. I mean, Luke can still get one more card, the Dance of the Demon. And yeah, there's just one card that we can epiphany itself, whereas we can epiphany into one more card. What is Shizuru's current best build? 2-hitter on Tsukuyomi and either the upgrade card and then you just spam a bunch of the multi-hit cards, or what I prefer the most is the +60 on the Oni hunt and then just mega stack. Alright. Let's see. See if we can kill one of them. Bro got this far without Dance of the Demon. We don't need it. We're gonna be just fine. Oh, it is getting a little dangerous. But that's what I like about these goat people. If you do not end your turn on a skill, on a non-attack card, they don't attack you, so long as they're above 70% HP. Right? So, if you have trouble with these goat people, just do not end your turn on a non-attack card and just make sure that if you do bring somebody below 70, you better make sure they stay dead. Yeah, so this is not worth it. Luke about to have a breakdown. He'll be fine. He's gonna have a break dance. That's what Luke's gonna have. He's gonna have a break dance. The fuck? What the fuck just happened? Some bullshit. Okay, so this guy needs to die. No, but honestly, what happened? How is this the way it is? You know what I mean? Oh, please crit his ass. Please. One crit. Thank you. Alright. But we're still alive. The game might be trolling us a little right now, but we're still alive, so that's good. But why am I getting hit? You should not have hit me. Like, why? Ah! This is fucking annoying. This whole black screen, you play a card, it takes 10 years. Things are not going the way they're meant to go. I cannot agree. Where did the Luke... You saw me use the Luke ult, right? What? Oh. Yeah, alright. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Oh, yeah. I'm not holding the card, right? The card does it by itself. What I learned is that you're meant to change the FPS to fix it. Nice. So that changed absolutely nothing. Okay. But it at least reset the time back to before it glitched. But alright, maybe we just don't play the Luke ult. Maybe it's bugged. Maybe we don't even have it right now. And we just beat the guy by cutting him instead. Alright. Can I please get my Secure Me Epiphany? Jajan! 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 And we need a weapon. Jajan! Subarashi! Why is she happy? Because we're refresh spamming, as everybody does. And that triggers a lot of voice lines. Please tell me there's an epiphany for Secure Me in here. Alright. Full run, no epiphany it is. We even had a lot of the ingredients. We even have a lot of ingredients for a good deck. I mean, to a degree, I guess I can understand it a little bit. And that is because I cloned the Oni Hunt before I epiphanied it, meaning I had to epiphany this card twice. And I swapped out a card, like a basic card, for a learning apparatus at the start of the run, which also had to get epiphanied. But outside of that, I didn't really do anything too outrageous. Luke, no Bullet Demon 2. True. But we get it right here with the single shot, so that's at least not too bad. Not that I can do anything with it, but at least it exists, you know? Luke Bullet is unique card? No, it's a neutral card. A common card, as the game calls it in potential. Luke is the only character in the entire game whose bullets are common / neutral. So yeah, anything a character creates is usually unique besides Luke. He's a little special, you know? He's just quirky like that. Or potential to focus on for Mei Lin. Basic potential, unique potential, top left and top right, as well as crit chance and crit damage. So the only thing you can rather comfortably ignore on the Mei Lin is the common potential. But basic potential, the top left basic upgrade potential, and then unique potential, as well as top right potential, and then crit chance and crit damage, just as like the usual perpetrators. What memory fragments does Shizuru want? 2-piece, 2-piece. Attack percent crit damage is the most solid. Other pieces you can try out depending on your build are the 4 cost, the 1 cost 4-piece set, or the new Void set. But it's build dependent, right? Like you cannot have the Bound at Dust skill on AP reduction. Like if you have this, if you have any AP reduction on this card, you shouldn't be running the 1 cost set. In general, I'm not the greatest fan of the 1 cost set on her in the first place. Yeah, we did get it at the end, but I'm not quite sure what we're meant to do with it. I would rather have gotten a upgrade for my Tsukuyomi, because I could have at least copied it, or at least had the chance to copy it, and then we would have had a pretty sweet Chizuru deck. Do I need Luke's basic right potential? What? Maybe Luke Bullet is pretty cheap, so it's a common card? Not quite. The explanation lies in Janet. Because Janet you can put on any hunter and they can then get a bullet, making the bullets not unique to Luke. I guess that's probably some kind of like coding reason. How they can only give the cards to other combatants through Janet, because you can generate Luke's handgun bullets on other combatants by using Janet. You just copied 4 times to draw 2 basic cards of Mei Lin and the game didn't give you a single epiphany on any of them. That's crazy. 4 Oni Hunt build without an epiphany on Tsukuyomi. I mean, who knows? Maybe the third boss has one for us. That would actually be kinda great if the third boss has the epiphany for me with the right epiphany. That'd be actually kinda sweet. Maybe we can even get a training card with a nice neutral card. Not that I see a nice neutral card in there, but yeah. How do you go to the third boss? You play the story, and then you play a Forbidden Tunnel, and you pick the triple question mark option. We had this since the start of the fucking run. Why is it the bullet demon that we just got like 5 seconds ago that gets the epiphany? Why? 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 What I do? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Scam. I mean, look at this build. All things considered, you know what the crazy part would have been? If I could have made my Spirit Keyfox build work with this. I could have made the Spirit Keyfox thing work because we have a decent weapon, 0 cost. We do reduce the cost, so this works. We have the Emblem of Exceptional Entity. We hit the Forbidden Gesture of Freedom for even more cost reduction. We have a decent Epiphany on Bounded Dust, the 2 double 1 cost reduction. We got the right Karmic Shackles that exhausts itself. We swapped 1 basic card out for the Forced Learning. We have really low save data because of Mutant Sample. And we have 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 right-only hunts, and one of them is just 30% worse than the others. Like, if this could have been the right... This would have been a deck. Ah! Now it's just... a nothing burger. That's crazy. This would have been such a big moment for the boss. Like the hidden boss could have actually proven its worth. It could have showed us that it actually does something, right? But no. It still doesn't do anything. This was the perfect scenario. You don't get an epiphany from this boss. You don't get a copy event from this boss. Now, if the hidden boss had another copy event, this boss would have been the best invention since the wheel, right? Like, if this guy had another copy event, people would be going crazy right now. He just doesn't, right? Since it's no good, why not escape? Because this is a tier 13 map. I can just re-roll a tier 13 map whenever I want to. It's not like this is a tier 14 map. So why would I escape? Forgot what he drops. He drops either a gold or a legendary piece of equipment and some extra tiny resources that are mostly irrelevant. So which battle partner did I choose? Nyx. I chose Nyx for my first battle pass, and for the second battle pass I'm probably gonna pick between Serathea and Antea. Maybe Priscilla if I feel like it, but no, I think it's probably gonna be between Saya, you know who I just named, right? Probably gonna be one of those. What be the best team for Shizuru pay to win included? In Chaos, I still feel like this is the best team. It feels the most comfortable to play. But especially if you want to like farm a specific deck, Veronica, Shizuru and the third should go pretty hard. And then outside, I don't know. I'm still not quite sure entirely what you want to play outside of the Chaos. Okay, which bind is the one that I have in hand? The bind 4. I mean, are you level 30 yet for the season pass? I'd be very surprised if you are, but I guess people should be getting somewhat closer to it, huh? Can he stop eating my cards? Like some type of weirdo? When you roll on the map, does the add X Elite remove question mark nodes? It's hard to confirm, but it would have to, right? Like it either replaces a shop, a question mark, or yeah, a shop / rest area, a question mark, or a normal fight. So if you have like 8 elites on your area, chances are it replaced the question mark. What do you grind to get to 30? You mean exploration level 30? Or you mean battle pass level 30? Battle pass level 30, you grind the battle pass missions. Exploration level 30, you make sure you do things you haven't done before. Even E0 Luke works with Shizuru. Yes, even E0 Luke works with Shizuru. Stay the most comfortable team for now. You retreat to save the map? No, I don't want to save my tier 13 map. I'm fine. Your pick. You could pick Luke, you could pick Tresor. You could, maybe you pick Tresor because you can then already work on a Tresor build like everybody else that uses her for the rankings. Why Luke though? Luke just hits a lot. Luke hits a lot, meaning you get a lot of her unique resource, meaning you can play a lot of her cards. Oh, yeah. This would have been such a nice deck. I could have actually done something with this deck. How to build Veronica? Yours doesn't do damage. Extra damage in the substat, attack percent, crit damage, 2 piece, plus whatever other follow-up piece. Upgrade her unique potential, upgrade her crit chance, and find ways to get as much reload, like max capacity reload per turn, and then see if you can get multi-ballista options. The Cursed Jacket card, this is the best one. And the reason for that is because you only play it once, and then it comes back into hand after you either A, kill the target and you need it again, or B, it never comes back into your hand, and you can cycle through all your higher priority cards, while this card doesn't exist until you need it. Potential priority? I mean, you go unique card potential, no, you go common card potential, unique card potential, then crit chance, crit damage, and then the top right. I mean, I can show you how my Luke looks, but my Luke is pretty good invested, or pretty well invested. Which ballista is best for Veronica? That's situational. If you face AoE content, it's the giant ballista. If you have a good amount of crit chance, generally the enhanced ballista is the best, or the 50% chance to get 2 ballistas. And if you're facing justice enemies, then, or specifically if you're facing Judas, the piercing ballista is best. Luke bullet cards aren't basic attacks, no. Here, this is how my Luke's potential looks like. We have maxed out common cards for his bullets, maxed out unique cards for the rapid fire, for the dancer, the demon, and the like. We have a maxed out crit chance, just for more crit chance, 1 upgrade in crit damage, and the maxed out top right potential, which, depending on how high your crit chance is, gives you more handgun bullet damage. Yes, 8 is still the best to farm for decks. Chizuru vs Rin, who's better overall? At the moment, I would say both of them are equivalent, though Shizuru might just be a bit more future-proof than Rin, due to her being a psionic, getting access to future controller / psionic cards. Fragments on Luke, Order. Order 2-piece, 25% crit damage, but you can also run 2/2 until you get it. Yeah, no. It's only Luke that's common. Everybody else is unique. It's just Luke who's common. Veronica. I would probably pick Veronica from the selector just so nobody can bother you about her. And if you wanted to play the best draw engine in the game, you could. And if you wanted the easiest time with the most amount of unique cards for higher copy chance farming, you could also do that. You have E2 Luke that's cheating, but I could do the same thing with E0 Luke and I'd be just fine. Yeah. I can't unepiphany my, I can't unego my Luke, I guess. Exhaust Kind Flank sucks because if you kill at end of turn, you have to dig for the card again. Yeah, but you have to dig for the card again regardless. If it's not the exhaust one. No, the main point for the exhaust one is if you think about a you versus boss scenario, you play the card once, you have your Curse Jackets effect active, and then your deck is just smaller. But it just truly depends on how strong is your draw. If you have enough draw so that you can ignore, so that you can afford having an extra card that you draw into, then obviously the cost 1 reduction makes this card costless. If you get it at a Divine Epiphany with a reduced card, then this card becomes AP positive. Whereas this one is just a double hitter, which is quite alright. And this one is at 2 cost, pretty damn expensive. But it gives you the debuff and it also gives you 5 stacks worth of Will-O-Wisp at least. A difference between E0 and E2 Luke? The main difference is just that you only need to play 3 bullets to guarantee yourself 5 bullets. Meaning that so long as you play 3 bullets, you then get the 5 bullets so that you can get a full stack for Shizuru. And then if you have the Janet partner, you get a 6th. So that by just playing 3 bullets, you get yourself 6 bullets. And it can help you in some clutch situations. Hyuga vs Luke for Shizuru. Depends on how well you can make use of the quick fix to draw you cards or to draw you... Yeah, exactly. How well you can make use of the quick fix right here to draw you cards. And how well you can make use of, and if you can hit this one right here, which gives you the ability to draw more attack cards, to draw into more quick fixes, to draw into more other cards. But it's way harder to make work. Best gear for Chizuru, I think at the moment it's just 2-piece. It is by far the most reliable. And unless I get really good stats on the 4-piece, I won't really worry about the other piece right here. Like this one, this set kind of seems like the type of build you would play if you have E2 Chizuru and are running a multi-Shadow Moon plus per turn generation type deck. Is there a fast way to get higher level on 0 maps? Yes, there is a very fast way. So, listen to this, alright? We start with... I mean, I have some credits to waste. It's just educational purposes only, okay? Educational purposes only. So, let's say... Again, disclaimer, educational purposes only. You got it, I got it, we both got it. Good stuff. So, you start your journey in the Zero system on difficulty 5. This is what you do. You merge yourself a map. And then you either hit a 48, 49 or level 50 map. And then you pick the 48, 49 or 50. Then you beat the 50, the 48, 49 or 50, and the game gives you, as a reward for beating it, a 51 map that you then beat so that you unlock difficulty 6. You unlock difficulty 6, you do the same thing. You go in, you merge, and you get yourself a level 57, 58, 59 or 60 map. You beat that map, game gives you 61. Beat the 61 map, get promoted into difficulty 7. Difficulty 7, same thing. Merge yourself a map, you merge yourself a map, you get yourself a 60, I think it's 65 is the cutoff, right? So you get yourself a 63, 64, 65, beat 63, 64, or 65, get the 66, beat the 66, get promoted into difficulty 8. Difficulty 8, you get it, right? I don't need to do this anymore. So yeah, so that's the way how you only need to play 2 chaos maps to do 1 difficulty promotion. If you want to do it the long way, then you start in difficulty 5, merge yourself a map, pick the level, I don't know, 45 map, and then play 45 into 46, into 47, into 48, 49, 50, and then you get a 51. Is it plus 3 levels every clear? No, but usually once you get a map at around the 8 if it's on a 10, or the 3 if it's on a 5, the game just gives you a 51. Like if you, let's say you start on level 50, let's say you start on level 40, alright? You start on level 40, then it's probably gonna be like a 41 or 42. From 42 you get like 43 or 44. But if you have like a 8 or above, you are very likely to find yourself a 51. There's also 14 and 15 tiers. I don't know. I haven't really played a Zero system much since the Lab 0 introduction. So we would have to, for example, farm this map until around level 100 to see if there are tier 12 base maps. Yeah, Shizuru, I mean, the whole point of the Shizuru deck that I've been showing off, right, is you stack. So the way this works is Shizuru's Shadow of the Moon has 2 multipliers. Number 1, the base damage multiplier, and number 2, the hit amount multiplier. You also have both ways of multiplying both sides of the equation. So the best way is you get yourself more hits, and then because the more hits you get, the less effective extra hits become, you increase your extra damage, your base damage, and then you work on both sides of the multiplier and it makes some crazy shit. Good example for this, for those that again remember or do not remember my calculations, I can pull them up again, and that is right here, right? This is this is Shizuru with different combinations of cards for, at the assumption that you play every boosting card every turn. This is how the damage goes, right? So if you have double, it goes 2,000, 4,000, 8,000, 12,000, 18,000, 24,000 by turn 6. If you only have 1 and 3, it goes 2, 4, 7, 11, 16, 20. So you are 4,000 behind by playing 1 Oni, 3 Sukyo, right? 3 of the 2-hit stackers. And if you play 3 Onis and 1 Sukyo, you're also behind. But this deck, at least for turn 7, 8 and beyond, stacks better than the turn 6 Sukyo right here. But no, these down here are the dreams. If you can get yourself a 4-copy build, if you had either 3 Onis and 2 Sukyos or 2 Onis and 3 Sukyos by turn 6, you are at 34,000 or 33,966% damage, respectively. You had level 90 difficulty 10 and 0 system and still tier 11. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe you would have to get closer to like the difficulty levels in the 0 system. So how do I get rid of the calculator? Which... No. No. Where are my calculations? There we go. Alright. So what I kind of thought might be possible is if you get closer to like these levels, like 95, 110 or 130, that you maybe get a higher difficulty. What's better for Rin, the 55 times 2 add 2 hits or the 246 with 1? It depends on your type of buffs. If you're running her with a Ray, the 4-hitter is way better, and if you get morale, the 4-hitter is way better. But if you don't get a lot of morale, but you play her with somebody like an Orlea, the 2-hitter is going to be better. Using the plus 60% Epiphany and Oni? Yes. Because it's the biggest damage scaler. Right? Like, the way this works is if you pick the upgrade card, you get a one-time 40% bonus if you build up to one big hit, right? But if you use the Oni 60, you're giving effectively 3 morale to the next bind card used, stacking infinitely. So if you use 10 Oni Hunts, that is 30 morale to the next bind card used, right? What do I think about the Shizuru builds where they delete the Bound at Dusk? I mean, if you're that desperate and if you really have like a super good Nia build that, like, let's say uses the Eternal Hunger, the plus 1 AP, plus 1 draw upon drawing it multiple times per turn, like if you can generate like 7, 8, 9, 10 AP in a turn, then sure, this harms you. But for your average deck builder, for your average enjoyment, and especially in Chaos runs, getting rid of Bound at the Dusk is just not worth it. When pushing the season Chaos levels? You could use whatever you want. Like, honestly, there is no... Oh, you mean maybe 9, 10, and 11? I beat the highest difficulty with my Luke, Chizuru, Ray team. But anything including Mika is always a safe bet. Can Chizuru be built as a main DPS? It's just such a fun build, man. Oh no, it's the wrong deck. Ay. I mean, I guess I could play it with this Veronica deck as well. Should I? I mean, alright, we can play it with the Veronica deck. Why am I not healing my characters? Cause there's no immediate benefit. You can play up to 10 decks without losing the decks. Like, you can heal them after you got like 8 or 9 further decks and then get all the decks back. Does the nerf hacking module also work for the item bearer? The nerf hacking module is the one that says upon ally something plus 25% shield gain, right? I never left the chaos with it. But yeah, no, if it says ally, then it doesn't work for the character themselves. Do you know if Shizuru's Epiphany for Oni Hunt creates 2 moon slashes and makes them both 0 cost? Yes, that's exactly what it does. The best Dance of the Demons are the 90% bullet one, but by far the very best is the one that scales with any attack card used, Luke or otherwise. Isn't the new 4-cost set equal to basically just 1 morale? That's the weird part about these devs and giving descriptions. I don't know if I can trust them, right? Like how this one is a multiplier to void cards that should be separate from any other multipliers, like any other of the element sets. And how this one, and the new set, right? How the new set says plus 10%, but this could also become something completely different. Like, yeah, just looking at it, it looks like 1 morale, but I don't know. What character to choose for the 300 rescue? Veronica if you don't have her. Nyx E1 worth it? No. Like, let's see. We go to our partners. We go to Nyx. We go to upgrade. We go to manifest ego. Going from a 8% healing and HP buff to a 10%. And when the assigned combatant draws for the first time each turn using an ability, going from 8% to 10%. Unless you have some great plans to, I don't know, double Nyx, it's just a little wasteful. Looking at math on the 2 Sukyo, 2 being optimal, I think 3 Sukyo, 1 Oni is arguably close. Given we might not wait for 6 turns. Yeah. But the split also... Yeah, it depends, right? Like, obviously, if you don't wait for 6 turns, then it's different. But there's a lot of factors, right? I posted a deck on Discord general, which is better for Shizuru. I don't know. I can't make that call right there. Nine. I mean, okay, we check it out. We check it out. Sure, why not? Okay, we have a 3 double hit Tsukuyomi plus a double 30% Oni hunt with the decrease cost by 1 until 1 random unepiphany with the exhaust karmic shackles on Shadow of the Moon, but with a bad ring and a bad weapon, at least in damage purposes, or a double 2 hit with reduced cost by 2, reduced cost by 1 with double basic, a monster card, Hunger of Loss, which is the draw 1, but if hand is empty, draw 5, and an Oni Hunt copy on the 40%. With a basic attack increasing ring and a 30% multiplicative weapon, should you have more than 4 cards. I guess the right one, this one is slightly better. Have we tried Shizuru Luke? No, never heard of them. Greed, Void, and Hope are the answers? Yes, Greed, Void, and Hope are the answers for the guy that wants your... yeah, that wants your soul. Huh? I have the 3 Tsukuyomis with the +2 hit with the Draw Divine and 2 Oni Hunts that have a 4 hit. Dude, that is almost perfect. Like, that is so good. That is just flexing on purpose, right? Like, getting the 2 hit Tsukuyomi with the draw is by far the best Divine Epiphany you can get. And then having Oni Hunts with the 40% instead of the 60%, that is still so fucking good. No Spirit Keyfox hunting anymore. We'll do some more hunting tomorrow, but for now we're not really hunting a lot, yeah. A Giga Cope LMAO. Let's see. Double draw. 2 until used, 60%. But a Portrait of the Fury as well. Yeah, one duplicate of Oni Hunt or Tsukuyomi would have gone a long way, yeah. But no, it's still a sweet deck. Yeah. Alright. Where do you send decks? Nowhere. I just do this occasionally. We don't have... Maybe we do like a deck review stream tomorrow. Should we do that? Okay, let's make a vote. Let's make a vote. For the stream tomorrow, do we do a farming stream, or do we do a full stream of just rating decks? Chaos runs or deck rating stream tomorrow? Question mark. Chaos deck rating. How about half-half? I don't know. If you vote exactly 50% on both, we can do half-half. But no, usually we do like a little bit of deck rating at the end of a stream anyway, most of the time, because it just slightly comes up. Half-half, just deck rating sounds kind of bad. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I tried it before, but it could probably get a little tiring. Might also feel a little like a flex contest. If people just send in just a bunch of good builds. And I also still kind of want to try out some more deck combinations, get some more actual runs in, and just get lucky, you know? Like everybody else wants to as well. But, yeah. Kayron, Kalipa, Magna, probably Kayron, but because you're asking for Kayron, Kalipa, Magna means you have everybody else, meaning you do not need a scaling Kayron, so just pick whoever you want. Both Kayron and Kalib could do whatever they could do for your account, and Magna herself is also fun in her own right and can become an incredible vulnerability provider. What do you mean if I can make the decks after the rating? How would that work? It's not like I can just snap my fingers and get myself a guaranteed good deck. What this reminds me of is we have some good pieces hopefully lying around here. Look at these. We have double feather for the attack set, a crit damage goblet, a crit damage piece, and another crit damage goblet. Let's see, come on. Void damage, attack, health, defense. No good 2 subs. Nothing. Attack percent, but bad subs. Ooh. No, it's defense percent main. Ego recovery, health. Okay. Corpse fat. Ooh. Still okay. That's a decent one. One bad roll, but still pretty good. Now if this rolls crit, no wait, it's attack percent main stat. What's this? Health. Attack goblet. Attack on the defense set. Defense on the basic set. Alright. Alright, let's give the Shizuru set a chance. Aww. I'm just calling it the Shizuru set because it came out with the update. Aww. How can you get both crit chance and crit damage gear in one gear? If you just have to make sure that crit damage and crit chance aren't the main stats. You can never get the same stat at the top in the bottom as well. And that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. E3 Karen or Briar? Probably Briar. Especially because you're never gonna get Briar, but you can always pull another Kayron. Why do these cost 50 for you? Because we're random crafting. Look, you have 3 options. Option number 1, you pick a piece and you pay 100. Option number 2, you pick a piece, pay 100 and pick the main stat, costing you 100 and a crystal. And option 3, you just don't pick a piece. You just pick a set and then you just craft for 50. So you just pick a set and you don't really care about which piece it is. How do you have so many characters level 50? Am I missing something about farming character XP? It's something I did a bit on the side, but what you might be missing is the power of these side missions. Whenever they update them finally for chapter fucking 6. I don't know what takes them so long. But, no, these battle missions are quite important. Here, you can see, or maybe you can't see, this is quite a lot of XP. The same is true for the star rewards. On hard mode, same as well. If you haven't yet, make sure you play chapter 7. Chapter 6 has its hard mode as well. If you play this one, if you do your battle missions here, you can get your experience. Same is true for policies. If you get these random quests from your policies, like how we have this one right here, for chapter 4, which is rather recent, which also has a bunch of character experience. Surely WG loves Void and Order characters. He does. He also has really good Void and Order gear. For the most part. He also uses gems for stamina refreshes. Yes, but he is smart because he never does more than 4 refreshes, because otherwise he goes broke and he goes home hungry and sad because he ripped himself off. Why do I release so many Void DPS? Because the game released with a bunch of Void DPS? Yeah, Pretty is alright. Pretty is an alright side to get a better understanding of the game. Game 8? Never went there. I don't know if I could recommend them. How to get Tressor's Agony to 200? Boost dot percentage and boost base attack. The higher your base attack, so with, for example, a attack percent necklace, attack percent goblet, and with a higher DOT stat, you get more. Yeah, it's weird for this game. Alright, I trust you. No reason to like distrust you for that. You're probably right. Turn 2? Hey, turn 2 kill. That's not bad, right? Like, surely it's not the biggest damage ever, but T2? That's okay. Why is it defense? Huh. As a new player who can't spend a lot of money on the game, should I buy 4 times monthly passes or 1 battle pass? 1 time battle pass to get nicks and then swap over to the monthly passes probably. Just get yourself 1 nicks and then you can worry about the monthly pass later. Busted? No, she's good. She's good. No need to call her busted or nothing. But no, this one is probably gonna be 3 turns. The basic spam build. Yeah, but I don't know what the end goal of the build is, you know what I mean? Like, why? You know? Why would I play the basic spam build? What's the purpose? You know? Like, sure, I can use a bunch of attacks, but where does the damage come from? I like the cost reduction epiphany, but the best one should be the exhaust one. Should you leave my cash? It says 50 or level to 60. Level to 51. Level to 51 and get the top right potential. Void damage or attack percent for Tressa? For the Great Rift boss, probably attack percent. Ah, shit. Wrong order. We should have applied the buff before attacking. Busted is Mei Lin in this game for now. Yeah, she's too easy and too consistent. You know, something that worries me a little about Mei Lin as well is you can reliably do the same combo that she does in one turn, the turn after as well. It's not like that combo is built on exhaust cards, right? Whereas, depending on, for example, playing a Luke at 0 cost with the Retrieve Epiphany, if the boss does, for some reason, survive turn 1 or whatever, it can actually become a problem. Yeah, but no, I really do adore the synergy between Luke and Cassius. That's the only way I see the basic attack build working with the Hugo and the Ray. Yeah, you would need the Ray for the damage boost to attack cards, definitely. What about the Infinite Tressa team? I mean, if you want to play the Infinite Tressa team, I mean, or at least, better said, you probably kind of don't really have a choice besides playing the Infinite Tressa team if you want to compete in the current Great Rift. Health, huh? That's no good. Sag. Two of my favorites are Shizuru and Selena. Any team that fits both well and plays smoothly. Nothing crazy I could think of that would actually fit the two of them. AP next turn with Chizuru does work sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, maybe the AP, no, I have no idea. Maybe the AP next turn has to be played either the same turn or before you play the bound card, but I don't know. What Shizuru build would you say is best with her E2? It's probably still the same build. I have not yet been able to put the pieces together, but what I'm kind of looking for in terms of the E2 would be, let's see, probably the 3 Will-O-Wisp for next attack card used, or maybe the 3 Will-O-Wisp per attack cards used, or potentially the 1 hit plus 1 Will-O-Wisp per hit used, because the way you stack it can become quite fun. Maybe even the upgrade card. Probably not. So like these, like the Tsukumi's there for the Oni hunt, it's probably the 4 hitter or the plus 40% for all Shadow of the Moons, meaning that if you Shadow of the Moon spam, this one just becomes more valuable. And then for the Bounded Dusk, you would probably try your hand at the Shadow of the Moon used 1 cost reduction. And with the Karmic Flames, maybe the Shadow of the Moon one or just the Exhaust one. Or just find a teammate that can generate you 15 stacks. And then you use the card and then you generate 10 more stacks and use the card again. And then you generate 10 more stacks and you use the card again. And then you generate 10 more stacks and you use the card again. The only problem here would be, how are you going to be able to afford all the AP for playing all these Shadow of the Moons at full cost, right? Like, if for some reason the Tressa Reload deck would have worked with attack cards, with an attack card healing you, triggering more 0-cost cards that you could use to do more hits, then that might have been something, but it is obviously, especially probably also for balancing reasons, just only working if you get healed specifically through a skill card and not an attack card. Keep supports at 50 or 40 and only get DPS to 60. I would just keep supports at 50. There's no point keeping them as low as 40. Just put them to 50. But Cassius is somebody I would recommend all of you thinking about bringing to 50 plus. And that is just because he's the only one that truly gets something crazy for the bids that you're playing in terms of return on getting the top right potential. Is Shizuru actually good? I mean, she's like an 8. She's not a must pull though. So you can also just hold off on Shizuru if you think there's going to be somebody better released in the future. But she's absolutely a fun unit to play. The unique resource feels good, her animations are crisp. And she has builds that can get the job done. Now what we could actually check as a last note is there somebody playing the Great Rift that is using Shizuru as their DPS? Like, there might just be someone on the Asian side. I want to see if there's somebody that's... I'm talking second team though, not first team. Surely you can find a way to defeat the first boss with a Shizuru. That shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, no. Is 2-piece better or a new 4 set? For most occasions, you're just best off running your 2-piece with good set. You skipped at 85? Team 2? That's team 1. Yeah. Would 360k team 2 with Chizuru do? No, but that's sweet. That's nice, getting 360k using a Shizuru. That's decent. What? Rank 86? Did I actually miss that? Huh? Oh, you mean Asia? Oh, 88. There is a Shizuru here. 839,000. Quan. Let's see. I thought I remembered the guy being there the last time I looked around. So, what do we have ourselves here? We have the plus 30%, the buy 4, the AP gain on Tsukuyomi with the removed shackle, with the removed bound card, with the extra hit plus a bit of agony, the unique upgrade card, as well as the 2 morale plus 30 for bind. And the forbidden ecstasy of violence. And then it's just, yeah, okay. It's precision aim, getting forbidden eternal hunger to basically play your whole deck every turn. And then what? I don't know, is it still 000 quest for Cassius? I mean, there's some 0 cards in here. 1 0, 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros, 4 zeros, 5 zeros, 6 zeros, 7, 8, 9 0 cards, 10. Forbidden Hunger goes down to 0, so 11. Huh. Huh. Cass heavy lifting? Maybe. It doesn't look like a very offensive Cass though. He has the buy 40, but this is defensive. This is defensive, or I guess this is utility. This is defensive. But at least when he completes a quest, he gets another quest card. Hugo with the 1 hunt when a skill or upgrade card is used, as well as 1 hunt with a 50% chance to trigger a follow-up attack. I don't know. Hey, we know it's an E0 Hugo, because it's 40% on Fixer's approach. But no, that's good. Sweet for the guy. He's not using Tresor. Why does the multi-hit not work on the boss? Let's just go into the boss real quick and I'll show you. We're not going to play him, but it's better to show than to tell. It's this elasticity here. When getting hit more than 7 times with 1 card, with a targeting attack card, gradually decreases the damage. So, yeah, any hits above 7 get massive reduction in damage they deal. Does the difficulty matter for the score? 100% it does. Most of the score actually comes from the difficulty multiplier. Most of the score comes from the difficulty multiplier. Are we going to grind the ladder later? Yeah, but not today, and probably not tomorrow, and probably not the day after. Why are we calling her chorizo? She ain't Mexican, is she? But no, I think both Hugo and Luke have their merits in going with her. No, I would never drag myself around. Like, for example, this merit ranking, I would never make an effort to actually show you that this is called the suppressed servant. And that here this is 50%. This has 159,000. This is hard, this is normal. This is the home button. This is the Great Rift. I would never do one such thing. So, yeah, I don't know what you mean. Alrighty. Just need to get the 500k weekly reward. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Maybe we need to get the weekly reward to make it easier to farm seasonal currency. Or maybe we need to get the high score. So, I at minimum, like at the absolute lowest minimum, I'm going to get myself the stickers, right? At the minimum, I'm going to get myself 500k so I can get the stickers. And depending on how I feel about it, I probably want to get the ranking rewards as well. So I would like to get this one, because it's a season limited sticker and it's shiny. But I wouldn't be too butthurt about it if I only get like the bronze one. Like, surely the 1% one would be quite sweet. But hey, if it doesn't happen, it is what it is. Can we get one very good, smooth / strong team 3 chars from these few characters? Shizuru, Yuki, Olea, Selena, Cassius can add Ray in if needed for support. Chizuru, Ray, Cassius can do work. Chizuru, Ray, Cassius can do work. You could also try Yuki, Selena if you wanted to. Or Yuki or Leia. Yuki or Leia Ray can work as well. Renoa unfortunately doesn't work with Shizuru. And that is because the concept of discarding Renoa bullets. When you discard a Renoa bullet and hit a target with cursed shackles, it does not give you a point stack. It does not give you a Will-O-Wisp stack. The same is true for Veronica Ballistas. So where's a good place to get general deck building advice? On my channel I have multiple videos in regards to deck building, like which cards you should copy and remove on which character, how you should approach building a deck so that you can get the most amount of copies possible, and other such pieces of advice in video form. So you could check out the channel and see if you find something. Because what you're going to find in the merit rankings is only one very specific piece of content in a very specific setup with very specific limitations. Huh? How do you manage the burnout of chaos? I can't beat the level 60 lab no matter what team I put. It's probably more about getting familiar with your characters, and if you feel like you're stuck, probably powering yourself up with maybe memory fragments and potential, and then just trying it again. Would a Shizuru, Malin, and Veronica team work? And if yes, which build? I mean, if you wanted to, you could turn Shizuru into a bit more of a support, where you kind of remove or turn everything into an upgrade or skill card, and then just have Malin do her thing. And then just have Malin hit the target, and every time it gets hit, you increase your Shadow of the Moon, so you can then use your Shadow of the Moon to burst. Is Zero System better for building? No. The Lab Zero still values your time more than the Zero System does. How does my Renoa look like? I can tell you how your Renoa should look like if you were a Renoa main. So, if you are a Renoa main or Renoa fanatic or you like Renoa, you want the unique card potential upgraded. You want the crit chance upgraded. You want to make your way to the top right and get the dirge bullets upgraded. Then your stat threshold that you want to reach is 60% crit. That's going to be a long-term goal. It's going to take quite a while to get there, but once you get there, you get rewarded with extra dirge bullet damage. For the most part, you can ignore both the common and the basic card potential. And then epiphanies you want to be looking for are either the create 3 or the at the start of the turn 1 and create 1 with the card itself. Yeah, this Echo of Sorrow technically can work as well. Then for instant judgment, let's see. This one can be quite fun because it hits twice. Once when you use it and once when it moves to the discard pile after you use it. But out of those, I don't think any of these are particularly important. More so important, let's see. This move one can be quite okay. This one is really good. Increases damage amount of dirge bullets extra attacks by 100% for 1 turn. If you set up for a burst turn and you discard a whole bunch of dirge bullets and then get them back and then discard them again and the like with a Nia, this can be unbelievable value. This one is very, very fun with one specific character. If you want to build a meme build for shits and giggles, play Renoa, create as many dirge bullets as you can, get yourself a Lucas, put onto that Lucas as many of these RPG 7s as possible, play out all the RPG 7s so that you can get up to 200% if you had 4 copies, up to 200% damage per exhausted bullet, and then you find yourself this very specific epiphany here and exhaust all your dirge bullets and watch madness unfold. Right? This one epiphany can allow you to exhaust your dirge bullets so that you can then mass attack with the Lucas attack on exhaust. But yeah. Yeah, I got that Lucas deck in like 1 or 2 tries, yeah. And then, but no, this is the key card. For all Renoa mains, they already know it, but this is the key card. And this is what you really want. If possible, you want as many Flowered Fates as possible, Flower of Devoured Fates. And depending on how many you have, you might even be better off having 2 separate epiphanies. Like, for example, how the discard 3, create 3 can be really nice. But you can also combine the discard 3, create 3 with the grant retrieve to all, allowing you to discard 3, create 3, use 3, get the 3 that you created back, and now you have 6, right? Or obviously the most bursty one is to discard all other combatant cards from hand, create 2 dirge bullets, because you just need to discard 4 other cards and boom, you already have yourself 8. And then this is kind of like a support Renoa by drawing 3 or minimum drawing 2 at 1 cost. But I don't really know if it's worth the hassle. I don't even know if, like, I wouldn't even rank Kiara slightly better as a 3-star. The problem is Yuri is so good. She gives you a 2 draw with her ego skill, whereas Kiara with her ego skill is... It's just damage, right? It's just damage, and even with 100 cards in the graveyard, you still only do 2200% damage. Like, her ego skill... I don't know. And also the fact that you need to get 10 cards into your graveyard, so like turn 1 or turn 2, usually, before you even trigger this effect. And if you deck shuffle, this effect disappears until you again get cards in there. And also that you at least have to discard a card, but this part at least isn't that difficult. Yeah. 20% times 100, 2000, right? Like, even if you have 100 cards in the graveyard, it's just 2200%. And 100 cards in your graveyard is a lot. It's a lot of cards. Are 3-star partners being used often right now? Yes. The prime suspects to be used out of the 3 stars at the moment are Douglas for strikers, for the just overall 8% flat, as well as also this at least damage increase for turn 1 with a little bit of AoE damage. Like, the 8% attack is okay. It can compete with like a low copy Lillian, get close to a Scarlet. This guy really isn't used that much. Honestly, nobody really talks about Rydell. Nakia, kind of the same thing. Nakia is also kind of a snooze fest. Yuri is really good. 8% goes up to 16, right? Like, this is her true effect. 16%, and then upon first deck shuffle, further 16%. And also this here. Pay 3, draw 2. And the good part is, ego skills, you can run them off character. So for example, what I like to do is, if I go in, and I can give that to you as a tip as well. If you are struggling with playing your family head 9 out of 9s or whatever, you can just put Yuri on your support, or on your character whose partner you don't really care about, just so you can get yourself extra draw to use in a pinch to make your deck rotation smoother. Like, for example, how I'm using Yuri on 2 clearly not hunters, if I were to attempt this. Or same would be true here on Amir. I could just put on the Yuri as well, just to like take advantage of that ego skill. Because while the passives don't work if you go off class, the ego skill at least still works. Yeah, and then after Yuri, shwoop, 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 shwoop. There's Zeraora. Zeraora, the only reason why Zeraora is currently popular is because you either use Zeraora or you use Shizuru's dedicated. None of the other partners really interact with Chizuru that well. And yeah, Yvonne is a little bit of a, why just use Arwen or the other Alyssa. Arwen or Alyssa instead. E2 was E3 Charon, who to use a free dupe on? Huh? 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 What? How? Huh? How did you get into that situation in the first place? How is it a question between an E2 and an E3 Charon? I'm confused. Oh, E2 Luke versus E3 Charon? Okay, now it all makes sense. So, E2 Luke or E3 Charon, how about you hold on to yours? Like, something that truly should not be underestimated with Omega Shards is, you and me, at least that's the dream, will play this game for quite a long time. If you invest the Omega Shard now, especially if you rush like a character as E6, it will feel really bad if you pull him for the 7th, like the E7, you know? Or same type of scenario, like if you go now to the E4, you kinda get drawn into a useless E5, but then again, obviously you're one closer to the E6, but yeah, no, E2 Luke, E3 Charon, probably E3 Charon, but only if you're a big Charon fan. Would I recommend a Serathea for a Renoa player? The problem is Yuri is just a little too dominant right now. Like, you don't quite get enough out of her. Like, just an 8% crit chance increase and a 15% crit damage increase isn't quite enough to make it valuable enough. Though then again, out of all the other hunter options, she might just be the next best thing. Cassius only needs dupes if you want to use him as a solo healer during a chaos run, then you want the E2. And if you do only have Cassius E0, you might be a little bit more limited in gameplay, because the E1 is what adds the graveyard as a target for Cassius, meaning that so long as the card you're looking for is not in your draw pile, you'd be a little bit in trouble. Veronica is good at E2, yes, but you don't need the E2 to make Veronica good. It just makes her even better, gives her even more damage potential. Best partner for Dot Tresser? Probably Zetera with the 16% attack bonus. Yeah, for Dot Tresser, you probably want to go with the 3-star. Why don't I use my dupes? Because I can't take it back. I cannot undupe my characters. And the reason why Luke is E2 is because I wanted to experience E2 for my own. And he's also channel image, right? The reason why Rin is E2 is because I wanted to check out E2 for myself, and because I'm at least still, as of this moment, 60% or like at least 51% majority Rin main. So I don't know, I just wanted to indulge a bit, have a little fun with the E1, you know. And the reason why Yuki is E1 is because I just wanted her to deal a bit more damage, right? You can get repeated animated cards, they just stay there. I mean, you cannot go above the cap, right? Like, if I had a fully rainbowed Owen, I could not get more Owens, but I didn't bother yet rainbow shining any of my Owen cards. Is a Luke deck with 3 steroids good enough for a one-shot deck? That's exactly what I'm playing. Just make sure you get the AP, right? Like, so long as you have the AP, you can absolutely one-shot with the triple staff reload deck. But you're gonna be a bit more on the expensive side when it comes to trying to pull that deck off, right? Don't know if you should invest in Luke or Hugo for Shizuru team. Chaos, I would pick Luke. Outside of the Chaos, I'm not 100% sure yet. No, I can't do one more run before ending stream, because otherwise I'll be here for 4.5 hours. And I don't usually want to do that. And I'm also just a little tired from us also doing the, like the video. The dupe tier list took quite a while. Oh, what's the result on the poll? So we could just continue doing Chaos runs tomorrow. Yep, I like that. I like Chaos runs. Chaos runs are fun. Maybe we can actually find like a crazy build. Alrighty. So, thank you very much for joining once again. I shall think of something to cover tomorrow. Maybe it's in what kind of planet should you farm now after the Zero System update discussion. All my like thoughts and ideas on that one. Yeah. Oh, I want to try something out. Can I get a second sticker? Because I put this sticker on before getting the sticker for the second time. Shit. Okay. I guess one sticker is all I get. Oh. Tentacles of Chaos is a team-wide 8% buff? Yes, but not for the character that wields it. It's for the 2 allies of the character that doesn't have it. Alright, thank you very much. As usual, if you want to, you can leave a subscription, you can become a member, you can have fun. I appreciate all of you tuning in, and we see each other in the next one. Peace!